All right, let's talk a little bit about human sexuality. As we start this discussion about human sexuality, it's important to talk about gender stereotypes. Now, a stereotype is a widely held belief that is very oversimplified about specific groups of people or specific things. And when we talk about gender stereotypes, some examples are things like guys are strong, girls are sensitive, guys are leaders, girls are sweet. Now, why some of these may be true for these genders. We certainly know that girls can be strong and girls can be leaders, and guys can be sensitive and guys can be sweet. So it's not a hard definition. Keep in mind that there is a spectrum out there, and there are many different components of who we are as individuals. There's our biologic sex. So our biologic sex is our anatomy that we were born with, our external anatomy, our internal anatomy, and these are things that we've already reviewed in one of the previous talks. There are conditions called intersex where an individual is born with anatomy that doesn't fit the typical understanding of female or male. Now, these conditions are very rare, but they certainly do exist. Gender refers to our role, our characteristics, and our behaviors that society assumes about people based on their biologic sex. And this reflects how we feel as individuals. There is a component of self-expression, and there are some people that don't really match the stereotypes, which is completely fine. Biologic sex, again, is our anatomy, so our external and internal organs. Sexual orientation is who we are attracted to. So are we attracted to somebody of the same sex? Are we attracted to someone of the opposite sex, or are attracted to both? Gender identity is what we feel in our brains, so who we identify with in our brains. Do I feel that I identify more as a female or identify more as a male? And then gender expression is how we show our gender to the world. So sometimes societal expectations play into this. So how girls and boys are supposed to act, toys they're supposed to play with. Girls that express themselves as more masculine sometimes can be called tomboys or other negative things. But how you express yourself, there's a lot of diversity within this aspect. So who decides what things are for boys and what things are for girls? And keep in mind that history is full of examples of gender diversity, and this is a good thing. No one gets to tell another person how to feel on the inside. How someone feels about their gender comes from their hearts and from their minds. And who we are on the outside is not always who we are on the inside. So take a minute and think about all the wonderful things about yourself that no one else knows just by looking at you. So there's many different things that we all have that people wouldn't know just by looking at us. There's a spectrum, and it's important to appreciate that. And above all, it's important to be yourself, and by being yourself, appreciate the diversity of others.